Hello everyone. The purpose of this demonstration is now I'm going to walk you through how to paint edges on the glass because the way the light walks on the glass is very different from the way the light walks on solid surfaces. I'm going to take a phthalo blue, take raw umber, just create absence of color, apply it nice and flat across the whole glass and disregard all the particulars that I'm seeing. When the light comes, the light doesn't reflect back from the glass, but the light enters the glass because the glass is transparent. The first piece of light that happens, and that's a strong highlight. I'm going to take phthalo blue and find the corner where the shoulders and the side, the belly of the bottle meets. And I'm going to make the brush stroke and I'm going to pull it towards the neck. Notice my highlight has a lot of color now, has blue. That's intentional. My next highlight is where the neck meets the body, here. And my next two highlights is on the top and the bottom of the neck. That's 4 highlights. Each highlight is different in its shape and the size. The smaller the piece that it's sitting on, the smaller the highlight would be. If the surface is smooth, it will have no texture and the highlight will be nice and shiny. Shape of highlight mimics the shape of the bottle. The highlight will follow and fall on the top of the shape. And then I'll take more light and bleach out the color. Just have a little bit of blue. And then I'm going to put a heart of that highlight in. Wow, now it's shiny. I'll move it in the right place. And the same little one will come in here. And the small one and thin one will come here. As the light hits the dark glass and creates a nice bright highlight, the next thing it will do is come into the bottle, travel across the bottle, and then it will hit the opposite side right here. And when it does, it creates light. And that light travels back and fills up the widest part of the bottle. Go easy on that. You don't want your bottle look overly lit up, especially if it's a dark glass. So just go incrementally, a little at a time. Just soften this back because the glass is smooth. You don't want the brush strokes here. The brush stroke describes the quality of material. So the glass being smooth doesn't need a lot of paint quality or a strong brush stroke. Now the bottom and the sides of the bottle where the glass is turning, and so you have double glass kind of a situation. So they're gonna be darker, but inside of the bottle there will be light, and the light goes from more light to less light. The highlight sits on the most contrast dark place. And then you can also add a little bit of a highlight into that light. That highlight will be warmer in color because the direct light is cool, but transmitted light that has to go through something is always warm. And if you don't believe me, put your fingers to the light and see how red that light will be. When the spaces are tight, there is not much light coming through them. The neck of the bottle will be always darker than the body of the bottle. So what does the light do next? It doesn't just come, hits the wall and goes back into the bottle. It goes through the glass. So right here, this edge of the glass needs to be washed away. And the light, and since this is a color light, so the light is colorized by the glass, will saturate the air or whatever else is on its way. So if I have, for example, a leaf here or an apple or whatever I'm going to put next to my bottle, that is going to be affected by the color of the glass. So we might see a green place in this. But notice how the starting light edge is dark and defined, and the finishing shadow edge is the light and softer. So that is completely reverse or opposite of what's going on with the opaque objects like lemons. The starting light edge, it's light and dark, dark and light. So you can see how the light works very differently. The light reflects from opaque objects, and the light enters in and moves inside of the object and out of the object. So everything makes sense. Everything is logical. And that's what I love about painting. Once you understand the logic, the painting becomes learnable. Then it's just a matter of practicing the skill. And there is another element that's happening with the bottle. The light, the air. What does it do in the bottle? We said with a lemon, the air can come in the area of transition and pass through. But in the bottle, it can probably come where the shoulders are and travel through the shoulders. And the shoulders, therefore, will become a little bit softer edges relative to some articulation of belly or the neck. A little bit of green on the table as well, colorizing the table. And another thing I can do is allow the background to become a little bit lighter and cooler on the back of the bottle. And that will increase the depth. And then just in one place, I think it's good to repeat a little bit of the slide, so it doesn't feel that the change of light happened behind the bottle. So you thread the light from the back a little bit to the front. On that, I'll say goodbye, and I hope to see you in the next live demonstration. Thank you so much.